How's it going, everybody? What's the story? Just very quickly here this afternoon. Gonna do a little bit of potato bread. Someone was asking me about that, so I'm gonna get a soda bread, bit of shredded potato, scallions. I'm gonna add in a little bit of brown flour just to give it a bit of flavour. All right, we're gonna get straight down to this. Chop these up. Okay, I've got another bowl here. I've got 400 grams of plain flour and 50 grams of whole wheat flour. In you go. That. Right, I've got 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda, bicarbonate of soda, and I've got 1 teaspoon of baking powder. That's just to give it an extra lift because of the potato. I don't want it getting too dense, right? Too stupid. Right, just gonna give this a quick whisk. Want to aerate it, make sure that the bicarbonate of soda and the other leavening agent, the baking powder, is equally distributed throughout the flour, the dough. Right, we don't want any bubbles or any lumps. It's grand. Okay, moving on. Stick this to the side. Swap. This is our flour here. I got 1 big spud, 1 big potato. I'm after peeling it. I grated it. I washed it, I drained it, and now I'm gonna add it into the flour. That. Just mix that around with a spoon. It's grand. You can add in these as well. Spring onions, as they say in the States. We call them scallions. Others also call them green onions. Whatever. You can also use chives or a bit of rosemary, whatever you want. And someone asked me about this on the weekend, someone called Wendy or Cindy, I can't remember. Right, I've got 300 millilitres of buttermilk. I'm gonna hold it back a bit. I wanna see how much it needs, just due to the moisture, a little bit of moisture from the potato. So I have 300 millilitres here. I'm gonna mix that with a bit of butter. I'm gonna add in a little bit of honey, just for a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of flavour. Okay? Okay, I'm gonna add in the majority of the buttermilk into this bowl here. Just keep back 100 mils or so. I've got 2 tablespoons of melted butter. There you go. And about a teaspoon, 2 teaspoons of honey. Honey doesn't belong in soda bread. Honey has no place in soda bread. Traditional. This is not traditional. This is just something makey up kind of savoury sort of spin on a soda bread. Alright? So, mix this. We'll add this in. I'm gonna mix this with a spoon now. And then if we need any more buttermilk, we'll add it in. Okay? We don't want it too wet. We want it to bake nicely. We don't want it too doughy inside. Alright? It's grand. Got our wooden spoon. Alright, Betsy? What's the story? Let's get... What's the story? To a spoon. Let's get down to business, Betsy. Alright. Yeah, we don't want this too wet now. Never throw it all in. I've done that before in the past, and you get a really wet dough. You're gonna have to add more flour, and then the bread's too big, and then it has to bake longer. There's a lot of messing. Right, we don't want that. But hey, I think 300 was good. I actually could have just thrown it all in. Right, 300 mils buttermilk. It's grand. Right, as well, you don't want to overmix this. You don't want that gluten to get working. You don't want it too chewy. But that's grand. Grand bit of flour. Get our dough out. No messing about here tonight, this evening. Get it done. Right. A little bit of flour on top. A little bit of flour on top. Just press it down. Just lightly fold it into the center on top of itself. Like I said, we don't want to overwork this dough. Nice ball. Yeah. Some parchment paper, baking paper. Get our dough. Just gonna pat it down a bit. You don't want it too high because you really want to make sure that it's cooked in the center, alright? You don't want it too flat either. That was good. I'm gonna stick a bit of whole wheat flour on top. Just a bit. Like that. Okay, cut it with something. A scraper, just gonna do a cross. That. Here. Make sure you go down deep. You want to direct this dough where to bake. And you want it to bake up here in the middle and get done, get cooked. Okay? Let a few fairies out of this thing. That knife. Each corner. Sacrilege. Sacrilegious. Okay, I'm gonna stick that into the oven now. We're gonna bake it for about 45 to 50 minutes. Okay. Alright everybody, there we go, that's it. Soda bread, Benji. Look, potato soda bread. Right, I'm just gonna get a bit of melted butter. Put that on top.
And egg on it.
Egg? Oh, no, I'm not putting egg on it. Just a bit of butter.
And have butter.
It's nice. Delicious. Delicious. That's grand. Right, I'm gonna let this rest for a bit. And then I'm gonna have a slice. See what it's like, Benji, alright? Okay, do that. Do that. Alright, there. Alright, now for the taste. Up the dubs. Dirty.